A year ago, I went down this YouTube rabbit hole. That rabbit hole has led me to a sector full of, in short, black women who hated their phenotype. To combat their self-hatred, they would bleach their skin and hide their hair under bad synthetic wigs. If you do not know what an exotical is, it originally meant people who looked like this, then people who looked like that, then people who looked like that. Now, anybody can be an exotical as long as their nose is a couple millimeters smaller, or if their skin shade is a smidge bit lighter than their original complexion, after trapping themselves inside of the house for 3 years straight. The ringleader of this side of YouTube is a black woman who grew up in the suburbs and was bullied for being black. There were other things that might have contributed to this, but they are not entirely relevant to the video, so I'm not going to bring them up. There are other videos talking about this creator. The upbringing kind of explains the self-hatred aspect, but when other people are telling you that skin bleaching is not an anecdote to your childhood trauma, how long would it take for you to realize that before it is too late? I'm not going to talk about EU the entire time, so I'll just give out a quick summary of who she comes off as. She comes off as somebody who couldn't control how they were perceived by the public, so they would try their best to micromanage and control every aspect of what they are insecure about. One way that she does this is by altering her appearance to this insane degree. She would also brush off critics and detractors as people who are jealous and people who are intimidated. People criticizing you or having an issue with how you conduct yourself online does not mean that they are jealous of you. This is her being in denial because her brain is so used to this kind of thinking that she does not want to be proven wrong, that this is not the right path to go down. Viewer, do you want to know what would happen if someone were to implement every thought that EU has created into their heads? If someone were to be so heavily radicalized by a YouTube channel that they'd end up bleaching their skin and continue to stagnate because they've been tricked into thinking that constructive criticism signals envy and resentment? I found this channel a couple months ago. I actually find this pretty haunting. I cannot believe that people have been mentally raped into thinking that they are anything other than what they are. If I go to oldest, this person was dark-skinned and had type 4 hair. Her later videos contain a rehashing of what EU says. This person calls themselves a mixed-raced exotical as well. This skin complexion looks a little uncanny, right? Maybe the light splotches on her arm have something to do with it. She went from being pro-black and regurgitated talking points like these to skin walking as a mixed-race person while regurgitating talking points from the exoticals. I can see parallels between both creators. They both try to control things that are outside of their control because they are frustrated with themselves, and their values constantly change because they don't know how to feel secure in their positions. Since the exoticals talk about multiculturalism and how they'd benefit from those environments, I'm going to say how people from different backgrounds feel when black women hide behind different races of women. I grew up multiculturally, and yes, a lot of people think this way. Trying to live vicariously through different groups of people because you do not feel satisfied with your phenotype is weird to anyone who does not already feel that way. People can always sense insecurity and self-hatred. As a response to that, people are not going to interact with you as much. People see this as a liability. I understand that there wasn't much rep back then with people who shared your phenotype, but externalizing your self-hatred in 2026, even though there is an abundance of people who are outspoken about these issues, will signal to other people that you are not stable, that you are not secure in yourself. While running away from stereotypes pertaining to your group, you end up fitting into the stereotype of not being able to embrace your natural beauty. Maybe if she'd just healthily lost weight, used niacinamide, applied sunscreen every morning, found hairstyles that would suit her the most, watched a couple of makeup tutorials, and learned to style a bit better, she would look more put together without even having to sacrifice her physical and mental health. It is not confidence to change everything about yourself, including things that are outside of your control. and then convince other women to do the same. Now people are going to face the ramifications of doing that. These things come with health complications that will damage your skin. True confidence is taking what you already have and making the most out of it. That includes taking constructive criticism from other people. The black women who do not want to be a part of your group are not jealous of you. They most likely got tired of the space or took time to themselves because they did not want to get radicalized into self-hatred by someone who already hates themselves. Imagine listening to hour-long videos about someone hating on an archetype that you just happen to fit into. If you listen to something for too long, you are going to start internalizing the things being said. So I understand as to why people would disengage. Before I conclude the video, I wanna just point out a few things. 1. I don't know why people have to announce to the world that they are decentering something. I think you should center a spelling curricula. 2. Who are your ops? Where are the Beckys and Raquishas? Your ops are Pippi Longstocking and Rasputia from Norbit. They're not real. This is what happens when you delude yourself into thinking that everyone who isn't kissing up to you is attacking you. It is so easy to pander now. All you have to do is appeal to people who never want to be wrong. They would rather blame everybody else for their own issues. Oh, and these people see themselves as Beyonce.
You know who you really look like? You fucking look like Luther Vandross.
This is disorganized and all over the place. My god. A part of me assumes that I'm going to have a bunch of stuff made out about me. Maybe they'll try to lump me into a box and generate pictures of me as an overweight black woman just because I dared criticize them, lol. Or they'd doctor evidence of me saying things that I haven't said. Maybe they'd strawman me in a video. I don't know, but that is all I have for today, and yeah, bye bye.
Hippo hop. Woo!